Hello everyone. So I'm Zareen, going to demonstrate how to make traditional Pakistani paratha. For the paratha, you need to make a dough, which is prepare a dough which is should be not too soft and not too hard. Easy to fold, easy to roll. Keep it in the bowl. You can keep it in the fridge. But before making the paratha, you have to bring the dough to room temperature. So take it out at half an hour before. Prepare dough, and I'm going to take this big ball. It's the size of you can say slightly bigger than the ping pong ball or a tennis ball. Roll the dough in your palm. If you feel it a bit sticky, you can just grease your palms a little bit so to hold the dough comfortably. So here is the, you should have a nice flat either a wooden board or
like
a flat surface.
This one,
Which I really like, and this one, and it's a cooking oil in the. You can keep the oil in a bowl with a tablespoon, which I actually normally do, and some dried flour in a bowl. So the preparation is very important when the dough. You know, this is a traditional way of flattening the dough. But you can also do it, you know, just try to make it, flatten the dough, make a ball, flatten the dough, in case you can't handle this technique, which is quite, you know, it's like magician's tricks, you know, that they just roll it and they just try to use their fingers to flatten the bowl.
with experience you become a magician, don't you?
Basically, it's all experience. You make it
Practice
once or
makes
twice.
perfect.
Practice makes a man perfect. So that's the whole game. So here is the dough. I'm going to flatten it into let's say 12 inches of circle. It should be a 12 inches wide circle. If you use whole wheat, it has less elasticity. But if you add little bit of normal white flour, little bit of white flour,
Which would be all-purpose flour.
all-purpose flour, then you know it is little. It takes a little time to get wider like this. So this is the first time actually I'm filming a paratha, so there will be a lot of flaws. So please,
I doubt it, but yeah,
apologies in advance.
Give you that allowance.
It should be on a medium heat.
Okay.
So the pan
Like
should be heated gently, no rush. So now the paratha, the dough is nice and flat in a round shape. Now I sprinkle some oil. Now oil should not be more than 1 tablespoon here. 1 tablespoon full is enough. And then you sprinkle some dry flour. The reason dry flour, when you start making the layers, it's easy to handle.
Does it add any crispiness to it too, or?
Honestly, the same. I didn't go into the details when I was learning, but definitely it adds crispiness. So here.
That's a very novel way of doing it. I've never seen it done this way. It's really fascinating.
Yeah. So break it from here and then hold from one
You have a
end
little
and
snake
just-
that you roll then.
Yeah, and flatten it. Okay. Now let's start rolling it. It goes like this. This process will create layers of parathas while cooking. Here.
Beautiful.
And now you press it. You need a little bit of dry surface. And you can use your both fingers. And then by holding like this, just without breaking these layers, just gently
So you made it sort of in a dome shape and you're pressing the edges.
Pressing the edges, but dome should not break. That's the whole idea, that you should hold it like this, and so to keep the dome intact. It's not much. It's not a such a. You don't need any perfection in this. It's just to hold the dough and to protect the layers, so it doesn't break. Now it's nice and flat. Now we start rolling it.
Rolling it for a second time this time with the...
Now the reason why we roll second time is, first time you need to make the layers to layer the base with oil and to prepare with the layering process. Now this, when you roll it, that's how to flatten the bread, and you will see these lines which will create layers while frying. So let it set from the bottom, and as soon as you see the dough, you become puffing little bit. That means you have time to.
Does it bubble up a bit or?
Little bit, as you can see. Now you just need.
Pour some more oil on.
Yeah, this is the oil. Yeah, and now we turn.
Ooh. That's already looking so good.
Because that should not happen. Basically, the same.
What should not happen?
It should be just light brown, not too much.
No, not these spots on it.
Because it was already,
That means that it was
preheated,
overheated.
so-
Yeah, it's still looking good though. Okay.
But it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It will not affect the flavor. It will not affect the layers are popping up, kind of.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. This is how it should go. Let it.
Is there any specific time duration that you let each side?
Actually, it takes 2 to 3 minutes. To begin with, when you put the paratha in the pan, give it few seconds, and as soon as you see that the dough is slightly puffing up, that's the time you pour the oil and turn it, flip it on the other side. Now you can see that.
Yeah, you can actually see the layers.
And then once you have added the oil for frying, slow down the heat. It should be medium-low. That's the time.
So start with medium heat, and then once you then start frying it, lower it to
Low. Keep it on
a low setting.
And let it cook for a while, and I would say half a minute on each side, so it gets crispy. So it is cooked from inside. Believe me, once you get the hang of it, it's just so quick.
That's good to know.
And now it's ready.
Excellent.
So I'm going to remove it.
Right next to it, because parathas go perfectly with eggs,
So this
right?
is how it should look, basically. When it's. This is how it should look. Okay. Before you flip it. Now you can add some oil on top.
So is this optional, or do you have to put some?
No, you have to put some oil.
Because it's a
Paratha
paratha.
is all about frying. Don't compromise on whole, the
Holding back on
original,
the oil or the-
original ingredient. It's although it seems like it is like a very fancy treat, but in our countries it's also a poor man's
Breakfast.
for the labor class when they have to go for work. So it gives them a lot of energy and. And it's a very important point to remember that when you put the flattened dough on the pan and it sits, and you only add oil once on top, no more oil during the rest of the cooking. So it should be like 2 tablespoons, enough to fry the paratha, but not anymore. If it is just while rolling, it is distorted, you can just pinch it back into shape. You can, if you don't like too much grease, you can just dampen it with a paper towel.
So what do parathas go well with, Jigno?
With, as you can see, with fried eggs.